There is no time too early for you to start preparing for your NMCN final qualifying examination, otherwise known as nursing council. Owing to the fact that your stake in nursing school, whether you will graduate from school or not, is bound to you passing this examination. Hello viewers, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Nurse Akobi, and one of the goals of this YouTube channel is to encourage, educate and uplift nursing students, telling them about the tips and ideas in which they can engage in order to pass and succeed in their academics and eventually become registered nurses. The topic on the table today is how you can ace your final qualifying examination, how you can pass NMCN final qualifying examination, otherwise known as nursing council. What is NMCN final qualifying examination? This is an examination that is organized by the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, the governing board of nurses and midwives in Nigeria. It is organized for those who have undergone basic training in nursing, either through the School of Nursing, College of Nursing, or the university. Those who have undergone the necessary training and who are ready to become registered nurses. So this exam is done in order to gauge their knowledge, to gauge their competency, to gauge if they are ready to become registered nurses. So quickly, I'll be discussing some steps that can help you pass effortlessly your nursing council examination, your NMCN final qualifying examination. The first step I will be talking about is start early, regardless of the class you are in school right now. If you are in part 1, part 2, part 3, whatever class you are, if you are listening to me now, you're watching this video, start preparing for this exam now, because that's the main reason why you are in school. If you don't pass the exam, there is no how you are going to become a registered nurse. So what have you been doing in school since all this while? So it is time for you to gather your thoughts together, dust your books, all those books that you have been that you have, your textbooks, your notebook, dust them now and bring them together and start arranging how you are going to read for your exam. So it is time now. The time starts now. Now is the time for you to start preparing for your examination. Owing to the bulky nature of nursing curriculum, the things you are meant to go through, the syllabus of nursing school, like, you have a lot of readings to do, and it doesn't make sense for you to keep postponing it to maybe a month to your final qualifying exam, maybe 3 weeks to the exam. How are you going to cover up? How are you going to pass? Nursing training is so cumbersome. It involves a lot of things. Is it knowledge of anatomy and physiology that I want to talk about, or medical surgical nursing, or pharmacology? You now pile up all those books and wait till a month to your exam to start reading. No, it's not wise enough. Now start planning how you are going to pass your nursing council exam by starting to read now. Have a plan. The second point I would like to make is that understand the exam format. Understand the syllabus. You need to have the syllabus. You need to be able to understand how much you are to cover, so that you'll be able to organize your reading. You'll be able to know how the pace in which you need to read to be able to cover all you need to cover. Now, if you are in part 1, now all you need to do is to make sure that you are reading all the courses that you are being taught, and you're making sure that you are covering the syllabus at least at your level. That way you are preparing yourself. You don't need to start reading part 2 work, part 3 work. It might not be realistic for you. Then if you are in part 2, the part 1 work that you have forgotten, you don't just leave it alone. You have to revise. Don't wait till when you are in your final class before you start revising. When you are in part 2, revise part 1 work. Then if you are in part 3, you revise part 2, part 1 work. For example, if you are in the university, and most universities, they offer nursing as a 5-year course. So if you are in the university and you are in maybe part 4, now you don't wait till when you are close to exam before you revise part 3, part 2, part 1 work. You do it consistently. So you start your preparation, you organize your work, you understand what you need to cover, and you start early. The third point is to organize your study material, organize your time. The points are actually interwoven, starting early, understanding what you need to cover, and organizing your work. They are all interwoven. So it's not as if they are exclusively different. So you need to organize your work, create a timetable for yourself. How many hours you want to be reading daily? How many of such hours do you want to give to your present work, the courses you are offering in the present moment? How many of those hours do you want to give in revision of the courses you've done before? So you need to organize your work. You need to learn to organize your work so that you'll be able to cover all you need to cover on time. The next point I'm going to be making is a very, very important point. And the point is, you need to practice with questions. My dear brothers and sisters, don't say you have read, you have prepared for nursing council exam and everything, and you have not tested yourself by practicing questions. You need to find past questions and solve them. Time yourself, practice questions. It is after you practice question that you'll be able to gauge if you are actually prepared for the exam or not. So start practicing questions now. Start practicing. Those who are in part 3 now in School of Nursing, part 4 in colleges of nursing, or part 4 or part 5 in university, as the case may apply to you, like your final qualifying exam is in earnest. We write the exam in November and some in May. So some are preparing towards the exam in May, and if you are watching this video now being July, that means you have like 4 months, right? You have like 4 months to the exam. It is time now. If you have not been preparing actively, it is time now for you to start preparing. And for the juniors that still have a year to the exam, 2 years to the exam, also all these points are valid for you. Start preparing now. Practice with questions. The next point I would like to make is that you should engage active learning strategies. Do active recall. When you have read, don't just relax and say, okay, you have read. While you are doing some activities, that are not reading, like you are not reading, maybe you're washing plates, maybe you're watching a movie, whatever you're doing, just pause and try to recall what you have read. That's active recall or active recalling. So try to engage active learning strategies for you to be able to retain what you have read. Also, practicing questions will help you to also be able to achieve this. While you are practicing questions, you are trying to recall what you have read. The next point is you should try to create time for social activities, for resting activities, relaxation activities. All work without play makes Jack a dull boy. So you can't just focus on book always. At least have some little time. I'm not saying that you should while away your time doing unprofitable activities, but give yourself some break sometimes. Relax, sleep. You can watch some educative movie, but don't get engrossed in it, in which you now exhaust your time doing those activities. So but there is need for you also to relax, to help your brain to relax, even in the midst of preparation for your final qualifying exam. So there is need to maintain some level of balances. So that's my point here. The last point I would like to make is that you should not forget God while you are preparing. God is the ultimate person. I don't know if I can call God a person. is the ultimate source of success. If you neglect God, you will be shocked too. There are people that read and read and read and read and read, and when they saw the results, they were shocked, like their mouth like this was wide open. So you can't afford to neglect God in this exam. You need to involve God. Show God that you don't have all the capability to help yourself to pass. Show your reliance on God by praying, by inquiring of Him to lead you, what you're going to read, what you're going to focus on, and everything. But ensure you cover the syllabus. You pray as if you have not read, and you read as if you have not prayed. That's the key. So don't forget God. So thank you to the end of this video. I hope you were able to learn. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel, please, and share this video if it was useful for you. Thank you so much. See you in another video. Bye.